What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we're jumping into the Ultimate Universe with the Ultimates issue number 3. And we have Tony Stark that has gathered up the team, taking on the codename of Iron Lad. He teams up with Captain America, Thor, Sif, and Doom. They work to set things right in this universe, as they go out to gather as many heroes as they can. They've recruited the merry duo of Giant Man and Wasp. They've also rescued America Chavez. Today, they go to the birthplace of the Hulk. So, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we pick up at the Pacific Proving Grounds, the birth of the Hulk. This detonation was seen from far and wide. Those islands that were nearby, they felt the most devastating of all of it. And with the gamma bomb explosion, gamma radiation poured across the island, into the jungle, into the wildlife, onto the huts, and onto all of the human beings. And we are read a confidential report. And it goes on to say, following the detonation of the Banner Ulam gamma bomb, the nearby inhabited island, it was bathed in 80 million tons of radioactive fallout. 459 men and women were exposed. The whole island contaminated, making it the most gamma concentrated area on all of Earth. And though a smaller and less direct dose than the one experienced by Director Banner, longer-term exposure has already resulted in dramatic changes to both the flora and fauna, things growing far beyond their capacity, far exceeding anything that we would consider or deem normal size range, sometimes up to 300%. Everything is getting bigger and more aggressive. Many have started to dub this place Monster Island. But when it comes to the effects on the human population, it's unpredictable and rather peculiar. Some subjects show immediate signs of gamma sickness. Within 14 days, half of all human subjects were dead. In all cases of death, it was found to be gamma poisoning. There started to be weird mutations, like suction cups covering approximately 20% of one of the adolescent female's bodies. After just 3 weeks of observation, they felt confident this project will be of the greatest scientific value both to the world and to Director Banner. There is no better place to study gamma effects on life in general and human life specifically, and taking us to present day as two giant reptiles fight one another. We have Thor, Iron Man, and Sif teleporting in, and Tony believes that this is the place, that the gamma readings are just off the chart here. And while they're only here for a few seconds, a giant reptile quickly attacks them. But within a moment, they've already put this beast down, and Tony's a little surprised that they killed it, telling them that they didn't have to kill it. But for Sif and Thor, killing a reptile like this is more like sport than anything else. He's vanquished dragons. This is nothing to him. But as they take off and they go looking through this jungle, Tony cannot believe how crazy this place is. Decades of gamma exposure producing flora and fauna like nothing that has ever been seen, lifting up a crab that is the size of his torso, and Sif slices it in half. Now, while Tony is amazed by all of this, Thor tries to remind him that the nature of this island is war. This place is constantly at war with itself, and that it would easily destroy us given it the opportunity. But Tony believes that these islands, they were wiped off of every map, and they sunk a reef of radioactive battleships to make it impossible for anybody to reach it by normal means. He believes this is where the Hulk was born. This is where we are given yet another data page, a final report. Nobody is left alive except for the person that is writing this. Most of the men died defending the research camp. The rest were forced to flee into the forest. They are currently hiding from giant carnivorous crabs and a colony of fire ants with a collective intelligence far in excess of any man. They stripped humans to the bones. They came to learn the effects of gamma on biological life. And the findings? If you sent the entire Union army to pacify this place, it wouldn't be enough. There are insects here as big as a B-2 bomber, and just as deadly. Lizards as tall as skyscrapers, with high-energy gamma waves for breath. And there are things that eat those lizards for lunch. This is not an island. It is a mouth. One that will swallow the world. There is nothing to learn here except for death. And as this individual writes this, it occurs to him that they were all part of the experiment all along. That everything has happened here has been a part of Director Banner's plan. They are all subjects to them. Now, this is when our heroes, they are ambushed. A giant Hulk-like creature comes out of the woodworks and attacks them. Thor seeing this one as a worthy fight. Not sure if this is what they are looking for. They don't have much time to think. When Thor throws Mjolnir, this creature grabs it, using its momentum against it and chucks it back at Thor. While Sif goes in and tries to deal any kind of damage, she's unable to. Iron Lad unloading everything he has, and it's not enough either. And so Thor, thinking it's time to drop the hammer. Looks like another thing on this island is about to go extinct, with Thor uppercutting the creature, jumping up and bringing Mjolnir down, mere seconds before smashing it. We have another Hulk show up, a female Hulk. She says that her name is Lajori, that she is the protector of this island. This is when Iron Lad jumps in and tries to let him know that they didn't want any trouble, that they came here only to ask questions. With Lajori going over to the one that they were fighting with, cradling the giant monster in her arms, she begins to sing to it, and we see it transform back down to an infant. And Lajori tells Tony that we've heard people coming to want to help us, that you mean no harm. That's what happened when the gamma bomb had gone off. She was just a girl when this happened. Little men in white coats. They offered him money, promised him homes, medicine, protection, that they would clean up after themselves once everything was done. Banner made so many promises. They didn't believe them. They refused, but they dropped the bombs anyway. They left them in the fallout. Now Iron Lad is excited about the prospect of an incredible Hulk army. One that could change the balance of power in the world. This is where Lajori shows him what remains. Individuals with deformities, some that are in constant pain, or like the little baby Abram in her hands, completely innocent, throwing a tantrum. He had transformed, and he ripped his own mother apart in his tantrum. All of this forced upon them. There is no army to be had here. They are just the survivors of these awful gamma bombs. But Tony does point out that she has a level of self-control that took Banner years to accomplish. That she's smart and strong like he is. And she will admit that this is true. The radiation kills or weakens most. A few it can make strong, but there is no sense or reason to any of it. Tony says that this is why they're fighting, and Tara knows of him. They have TV, she knows of the Ultimates, what are deemed terrorists. But they let her know that this war, it is everybody's war. It is hers most of all. Now she might be willing to give her strength to Tony, but he's gonna have to pay for it. She wants her island fixed. Make it like it was before the bombs. If he can do this, he will have her strength. Now, he's not sure if he can do this. The cost of it alone is far exceeding anything that he could do. But she says that this is her price, to fix the island. Sif reminding him that he said from the beginning he wanted to fix the world. This is how you do it. And watching on a monitor, we have Bruce Banner, observing all that is happening, seeing that they are trespassing on sacred land, interfering with long-running experiments, forging, destabilizing alliances. He says to assemble the immortal weapons, because these ultimates are starting to make the Hulk angry. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Yet another great issue from the Ultimate Universe. We pick up on a Hulk island. An entire island that has been peppered in gamma radiation, except not everybody turns into the Hulk. In fact, most people die, some people have crazy mutations, and only a handful of individuals ever actually are able to become super strong. But more than that is that we see Bruce Banner is not a good guy. He has been running these experiments for years, for decades. To what end? None of us can know. But obviously, Tony and the others interfering is something he's not going to want to tolerate. And so it looks like he might need to use the strength a little bit sooner if Hulk decides to show up and interrupt any recovery that he might be trying to do to the island. But if Tony is able to pull this off, adding a Hulk to his roster, it's gonna take them to the next level. I'm excited to see what she's capable of and what she might look like in a one-on-one with Bruce Banner himself. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything that is going on with this series, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It'll get you caught up on everything that is going on in the Ultimate Universe. If you would like to support this channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50 from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you're getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.